All right, so I'm going to just show you the straight stitch. So as a beginner, the main thing you'll need to know is how to do a straight stitch and how to do a zigzag. And then everything after that is extra learning that you can do at a later date. But really, to get going, you just need to know how to do a straight stitch. So the machine at the moment, we've got the width control set on 5. We've got the stitch selector on AB, which is your straight stitch, and I've got the length control on 2. So with the straight stitch, the only variable really is your length control. So we like to sew around 2, a little bit over 2, and the main reason is, it's small enough stitch to cover most fabrics, and also as a beginner, if you have to unpick, even when you're more experienced you might have to unpick, it's very hard to unpick tiny stitches, so this is a good place to sew. If you go down, you'll get very small stitches that you can use with fine fabrics. If you go up, you can use for thicker fabrics, or a 4 is really for gathering. So when you want to put a gathered skirt or something, you can use a 4 to make a gathered stitch, or 2 lines of 4 parallel. So now we've got it set, what you're going to do is you're going to position your fabric underneath the presser foot, and you're going to use one of the lines on the side as a guide. So I'm going to use that one that says 15. I'm going to put my fabric so that it's under where the needle is and running along where the 15 is. Now, there's a little lever in here that you use to lower the presser foot, and you just gently put that down. And it's always good to start off with your needle in the fabric, especially when you're using mechanical machines, because the thread can retract and then it is very annoying. Now, when you're sewing, you really are just guiding your fabric so that you can run along the lines that are on the side to make a straight line. You never really need to put your hands back here, especially in the beginning. Really, you need a light touch and you're just going to move around here. So I'm going to just go over here to try to put my foot on the press foot, because I'm not sitting down, so a little bit awkward. So now I'm just going to put my foot on the pedal, and as you can see, I can just sort of steer gently, and when I get to the end I need to do a reverse. And the reason I want to do a reverse is because I want to secure my ends so they don't unravel before I do my next seam. So if I carry on to the end, and this lever here is your reverse lever. You have to hold it down to reverse and then let it go. You come back over your stitches and then you stop. So I'm going to hold it down. And then forward again. And then I'm done. My needle's in the fabric, so to get it out, I'm going to turn the wheel towards myself until my needle is out and sort of over the hump. So my upper looper is there. Now I'm just going to lift my presser foot. I'll find my lever, pull my work away. If it is a bit tight or it feels like it's stuck, just wiggle the turning wheel, and that should loosen any thread that's caught underneath. And then on the side of your machine you have a little cutter, and you pull it towards yourself and you're done. So now I'm just going to show you how to do a zigzag. So again, we're going to put the zigzag on the edge. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my fabric so that where there's the little hole in the foot, my fabric is in the edge. Then I'm going to change it to C on the stitch selector, which is the zigzag. 5 is a very wide zigzag. For sort of standard, I'm probably going to go to a 3, and then I'm going to make it smaller just because I want my zigzag to be closer together, not really spaced out. So now I'm going to again put my needle in the fabric to start, put my foot on the presser foot. Now I am quite a way away from my edge. I'm going to steer myself over a little bit. I want to be closer to the edge. And it can go off the edge, and that's fine as well. So that's your standard zigzag, and actually you don't really need to reinforce the zigzag. If I want to make my zigzag closer together, then I go smaller, but you do have to be careful that you don't end up just doing a knot on the spot. That's quite close.